The last few days have been a whirlwind. It's been like a blur. Just like a fog, a total and complete fog. It's actually kind of nice to just sit here for more than 2 minutes. Maybe it'll be 3 minutes. Mom's visitation was Friday night, and the service and the burial took place on Saturday. There's so many people there. So many people came to, offer us their sympathies or pay their respects or whatever you would call it. And I kept looking at my dad throughout the day, throughout the evening, and just seeing if he was okay. And he was so gracious. But he was shaking and he was overwhelmed. I mean, all these people that were there, they were really nice, They really meant well. It's just that they can't really understand what you're going through unless they've lost a parent, or in my dad's case, a spouse. But who knows, who knows what you say at a visitation or a funeral. It's awkward, but they all meant well. And it really was a beautiful service. Since Mom doesn't really have a church per se, Pastor Aaron from our church, he led it at our church. And that was really good because she considered him her pastor, even though, she really only knew him through us. But apparently we talked enough about him that she felt like she really did know him. So it was perfect. Dad, Jordan, and I got together and talked about who would be best to give the eulogy. And we all decided that it would be Jordan, that he would be the best for that right now, given everything going on. And he has been amazingly strong throughout this entire ordeal. If you think about it, it all really started around Christmas. And that's about the same time that a change started in Jordan, starting right around then. It's funny how that timing worked out. And I know it's not a coincidence. I didn't know what Jordan was gonna say. He didn't, prepare me in advance or anything. He just stood up and he spoke. And he did a really great job of summarizing her childhood, how she met Dad, how they fell in love, and the people that she worked with. And it was hard when he talked about how much he loved her kids, but it was all the usual stuff. But it's amazing because he did that all really pretty fast, and then he spent the rest of the time focused on the past few months, what God's been doing in our family and in our lives. He was poised, he was collected, he was so thoughtful and very strong. To be honest, I've already tried to remember a lot about what happened, but I've forgotten most of it. But something I will never forget is the moment that I looked at my brother and I thought, who is that? Is that my brother? Where did he come from? Such strength. So different from 1 year ago. Pastor Aaron, he reminded us that even though it's Holy Week, the week before Easter, that he had to jump ahead to Easter and the resurrection. He told us that Easter would have special meaning for us this year especially, maybe even more than Easters together as a family in past times, because it's all about the resurrection, Pastor Aaron said, because Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live, even though he dies. Jesus promised more than life after death, though. He certainly promised that too. He said that he is the life, that he is the life for my mom, for my dad, and for every single person who was at that service. He said that death did not win, and it could not win because of the resurrection. All we have to do is trust in him. And all of this, it has me thinking, how could I ever live a real life apart from Jesus? Sometimes I drift away. Sometimes I'll admit I think I don't need him, that I can go on my own, and sometimes, even through this, I've wondered if he really cares. But he is still there, and he still cares, and he still gives life. Easter will be different this year, but it is gonna be good. It is gonna be good. I can only pray that my ham is half as tasty as my mom's would have been. I got some work cut out for me.